only when there's physical intercourse that there's adultery. So people don't know that. Some people just think, oh, I've never slept with her. But you have exchanged, you've had conversations that are unholy, or out of order, that you deleted, that you don't want your partner to see. You've lied, So once there's adultery in a relationship or marriage, sorry is not enough. Sorry is not enough. I and my wife have been infidelity recovery specialists for many years. And we have seen people, especially as Christians, and we all saw this in church. People have serious adultery issues. They just hug each other, say forgive. And the man is still, everybody's still hurting. And they just move on. No, once adultery is involved, talk to an infidelity recovery specialist. Not just any counselor. It's not all counselors that can deal with every case. Same thing with medicine. It's not all doctors that can deal with every case. This is how this applies as well. If there's infidelity in a marriage, a normal church counselor can't handle that because there's a whole process. And by the way, we're running a training for people, especially North American, but anybody can join anywhere really. Virtual training for infidelity recovery specialists and for sexologists and for divorce counselors. We have these different categories and for basic counselors. So whichever one you feel interested in, either as a church group or individual, you can reach the numbers for details you are seeing here. Let's sign you up for the next cohort that is going on. So, but let me get back to the story. So once there's infidelity, adultery, don't hug each other, move on. Because what has happened is like a 16-wheeler hit you. You are not okay. Sometimes when have you seen people that fell down or something and say, oh, I'm okay. If a 16-wheeler hits you, even if you're telling us you're okay, we know you can't be okay. If you're not bleeding outside, there's internal bleeding. At least we need to go and check you. You need to go and do an MRI or whatever, a scan. Whatever. We need to go and you need to even lie down, let EMT and emergency and people come and carry your stretcher. Don't walk out of that place. You'll damage something more. So that's what happens to a lot of people. If adultery has happened in your relationship or marriage, don't hug each other and forgive each other and move on. No, you are sowing a seed that will be a problem. Whenever there's a betrayal like that, 3 things need to be addressed. Number 1, the offender or betrayer needs to be healed. There's a reason you are going out of your marriage or relationship. There's a reason why you are committed to one person and engaging another. Something is broken somewhere. Either your thinking or your behavior or your there's a need. There's something you are chasing. So that must be addressed. And for those of us that are experts, there are different kind of affairs. Again, an untrained person doesn't know this. There are different kind of affairs. So you need to know what kind of affair was the person having. If it's an exit affair, this person wants to exit the relationship. If it's a philanderer, he is cheating just because, or he or she is cheating just because they like to cheat. They are philanderers, they cheat with a lot of people. It's not one person. If it's a love affair, some people are cheating with somebody else they are in love with. So it's not a random thing. They're in love with this other person. So that has, all these things have different treatment. There is what we call, I've said, there's entitlement affair, there's philanderer, there's exit affair, there is a love affair, where the love person, there's one night stand, a chance thing. So in our profession, we must first diagnose what kind of affair is this person having. Is it sexual addiction? Is it prostitution? So we need to know. If you can't just start giving tablets, giving treatment, hug yourself, kiss yourself. one church, I heard one church, somebody called that, they told a man called that, they called the woman, told her to go and buy sexy lingerie. That she's not wearing sexy lingerie. She buys it, and the man will stop. Or now they say you should go and cook and have sex with the man 3 times a day or 2 times a day. They're like, doctor, take 2 times. Nonsense. That's rubbish advice. And why is this happening? Because sometimes pastors have a complex that makes them feel they must be proficient in every area. There are many things I can't help you with. If you have tax issues and you ask me, both of us will go to jail. You have tax issues, you ask me, I say, don't pay. This is why we cannot pay that. Both of us will arrest both of us. I don't have knowledge about it. I use somebody else for my tax. Come on, pastors. We're doing these trainings. Please register. Even if you don't want to come, get your team to come so that when cases like this come, you refer them. And as a pastor, you shouldn't be doing all those counseling by now. You should have a team. So we want to do this training for you. You should have a team. So say, oh, if somebody comes to adultery, there's an infidelity recovery in your church, based in your church, that knows your members, knows you, knows your heart. They can address people. If there's people considering divorce, we have a divorce counselor. What does the divorce counselor do? They help with, if you are thinking of divorce, this person will counsel you, because some people think divorce is sweet. They will counsel you. There are cases where divorce is the only option. It's biblical too. Because even Jesus said there are times you can divorce. So the person will counsel you. Then there are people that are already going through a divorce. When you're going through divorce, you are being torn apart. You need help. Somebody needs to understand the pain of what divorce is. Many pastors have never experienced it, which is good. So they don't know what the pain of divorce is. So a divorce counselor will put you through. Then if you're planning to marry a divorcee, because nowadays with the amount of divorce going on, some people marry a divorcee, or a divorcee want to remarry. So a divorce counselor will make sure the right questions are being asked. So we have all those categories. Even a sexologist, somebody that helps couples with sex, you must have that domiciled in your church. There are many sex issues in your church that even as a pastor, your people can't even look at your face and tell you, how can I take that Gio? You see that for that Gio say, my wife doesn't like me to press her breast. He's a sexologist that you can talk that thing with. And the person will make you feel welcome. It's not something you discuss with Daddy Gio. He shouldn't be thinking of Daddy shouldn't be thinking of those kind of things now. Leave a bishop. You can't be thinking of those kind of things. Let him think of the word of God. there's this in-house. So if you're a pastor, minister watching, or even just an individual, you want to be active, participate in your church, please sign up for these trainings we're doing. All right? There's basic counseling course, there's infidelity recovery specialists, there's sexologists, there's divorce, all that. So let me get back to you. So we must first diagnose the kind of affair that is happening. So the offender, because that woman to cheat. Then the second person that is healing is the offended, the betrayed. 16 will have hit the person. Do you know what it's like to trust somebody and find out they've been cheating? Sometimes it's pornography, sometimes it's many women, many men, many nudes, many things. Sometimes happen in your own house, on your own bed, blah, 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 blah. You need help. Somebody has to help you process the stages you will go through. There's denial, there's the time you'll be suicidal, there's many stages. So you need somebody that understands the stages and help you walk through it. Then when we work on healing for the offender, work on healing for the offended, then there is healing for the marriage. Because what went wrong in the marriage that allowed one person to go outside, we will deal with it. If you heal one and not the others, it will most likely repeat itself. If you heal the marriage and the offender are not healed, there are times we've discovered in a marriage, one person cheated, the cheatee, the betrayed was so offended, he or she too went to cheat. So because they were not healed, sorry is not enough. They too went to do revenge cheating. There are so many cases I don't want to tell you. So you can't move on. Once it's adultery, something major has happened, trust has been broken. Sorry is not enough. You need to go through proper treatment. There are times we've handled a case that was 20 years ago. 20 years ago, the couple were still dealing with the issue 20 years after with grown kids. The issue happened before they got married. They were in a relationship. 20 years after with grown kids, we're dealing with the issue. Why? Because it was never treated. Time doesn't heal all wounds. 20 years, it didn't go anywhere. Time doesn't heal all wounds. So if there's adultery, don't accept sorry. Sorry is not enough. Number two, I have to rush. When there's abuse. When there's abuse, don't hug each other and say each other sorry. Somebody slap you, male or female. Give you slap. You know dirty slap. Have you heard of dirty slap? Some of you don't know, if you are too you don't know dirty slap. Dirty slap. When it sound, you wondering, is you the slap, but you're wondering who slap who. Because the sound is coming from another place where the pain is coming from another place. Dirty slap. Pow! When there's abuse, somebody give you headbutt. You know headbutt? Or give you elbow, or give you chico. And you say sorry and hug each other. Whatever led this man or this woman decide to give you that slap, give you that punch, give you slam, body slammer, or what they call that thing, drop kick, and all these things, and you say sorry and move on, they can kill you one day. We're dealing with a case in our country where a popular gospel artist, musician was killed by her husband. I even heard that they sentenced him to life in prison. I don't know if those things are true, but it was a real case. The woman was beaten to death, and many other unknown. This was called the woman was probably popular. There are many cases where a man killed their wife, stabbed husband. Many death cases because, and nobody moves from zero to stabbing you one day. They started slapping you, you hug each other. They give you headbutt, you hug each other. They give you drop kick, you hug each other. They give you suplex, no suplex. You carry the person, but suplex. You hug each other and say sorry, and pastor pray for you. No. If there's abuse, again, we have anger management in our part of our training. We do. What our desire is to have an academy where we train body of Christ for anything. There's addiction, there's abuse, all those things we have it. So they have anger management. If somebody slap you, he can progress. There must be proper professional help. Professional help. But some people, because they're pastors, you must understand. I'm a pastor, so can't be against pastors. But a pastor's stand on many issues are already decided before the case. If you ask me, should I forgive my husband? Me. What does the Bible say? The Bible is clear. But the professional can say, yes, we can forgive, but let's put so and so in place. Because he has the knowledge of it. If a pastor doesn't know, you say, forgive, hug each other, go home. Don't beat him again. Don't beat him again. The next week is pestle. You know pestle? That is to pound, it will hit on your head. The kind of cases we have seen. Stabbings. If I show you pictures on my phone, stabbings. Mouth to tear like this. Headbutt. Different things. Is that somebody's child you want to kill? That's somebody's daughter you want to kill? That's somebody's mother you want to kill? And you say hug each other. Once there's abuse, I'm talking particularly about physical, but abuse covers emotional and other things as well. But once there's serious abuse, don't say sorry. Seek counsel. Get professionals involved. Some cases, you can get police involved. Get lawyers involved. Number 3, when there's addiction. So number 1, adultery. Number 2, abuse. When there's addiction involved, don't say sorry. Once addiction involved, either gambling, alcohol, weed, drug, whatever addiction, get professional help. Don't hug each other, don't pray over each other and go home. There must be proper professional help. And I'm not opposed to prayer. Prayer must go with all these things we're saying, of course. But we must make sure we're also making sure professionally things are being done. When there's addiction involved, there are proper addiction counselors. Again, we have some of those people on our team as well. They'll help you deal with it. Addiction can be drugs, can be sex addiction. Oh, we deal with it too many sex addiction issues. Pornography addiction. Once oh man. Be careful of all these people that tell you can use sex toys, you can use pornography. Are you kidding me? I definitely need to be a professional to know that psychologically, you get used to pornography, it gets so bad, some men can't even get an erection anymore. Some women can't even get aroused anymore by their spouse at all, because your brain is like a plain slate that you are writing coding on. If you have written this coding that, look, is this picture of this woman and this, no, a human being can't get that person aroused anymore. It can get that bad if you continue the addiction. That's what makes addiction bad. Anytime you introduce something that God didn't introduce, it's a danger. You're using machine to give yourself pleasure. I even see some people not jokingly, some people ignorantly saying things like, oh, sex toy is okay if you and your spouse are aware and use it together. Is it that you have never masturbated before in your life? You don't know how masturbation works. Is that you don't know? Let's talk now. Is that you don't know how masturbation works? If a machine starts giving you pleasure, no human being can meet the level of machine now. Don't you know? Is that you don't know? And when you're with a human being, sex in marriage is different from sex in the world. Sex in the world is about lust, it's about self. Sex in marriage is about love, it's about the other person. So if I can satisfy myself, of course I will throw away the other person. Machine. No human being capable. So after a while, you will start having sex with your partner will be a burden, because you can secretly on your own go and pleasure yourself, which is not how God designed marital sex. So I'm not a fan of all these machines. I'm not a fan of it. Of course, I leave you to do what you like. But addiction, when the addiction starts, don't hug each other and go home. Professional help is needed. Whether it's sexual addiction, alcohol addiction. Again, I have a video with a professional. A lot of divorces have been linked. It's hard to see a divorced couple. Rare. It happens, but it's rare. A lot of times there's alcohol or some substance being used there. So once you see addiction, please don't hug each other and move on. Let there be treatment. Number 4, I think, when there is abandonment. Once there is abandonment, somebody disappears for 2 weeks, disappears for 2 months, and comes back, and you continue from where you stopped. No, somebody stopped chatting with you, relationship for 1 whole week. No story of where he is. Say they kidnapped him in Pakistan. That they kidnapped him in Pakistan, that he entered boat in Lekki. He saw himself in Pakistan without his phone. Then he brought him back, and his phone is now working. And you continue with him or her. Or 2 days, the phone is for flight mode. You couldn't reach them. They couldn't reach you for 2 days. And you're in a relationship or you're in a marriage, and they come back, you continue. You must be kidding me. Once there's abandonment, it's a trait of something going on. You can't hug each other and say, sorry, you must investigate. You must heal. You must understand. I dealt with some cases, like I said. One guy, he was pressuring the whole church. He wanted to marry this girl. We said, do counseling. He said, no. He says in a hurry. In our church, we had stand-ups. He bamboozled everybody. We finally gave him a counselor. He rushed the counselors. The counselors gave us a note at the end of that. This wouldn't finish the classes. They didn't come for all the classes. They came for 1 or 2, but they were rushing everything. This guy rushed and rushed and rushed. He bamboozled everybody. And it was, in quotes, kind of a celebrity at the time. So he just bamboozled everybody and did this wedding. 1 week or so into the wedding, 1 week or something like that, and into the marriage, he disappeared. He says Satan, the woman is seeing demon, is seeing frog, is seeing snake. Nonsense. He disappeared for months, for 1 week. Came back, disappear again for months. I said, no. I called this guy. I said, you're young, can go and remarry. This one is not serious. You can leave this place. We called the parents, did meetings, everybody. I don't know what they discussed. The parents at some point were sounding reasonable. After some, I don't know what they discussed. The parents said, let them go their separate. All kinds of things. This guy will disappear for months. Not to be found. We'll be seeing him hearing that they saw him in different places. He's a married man, oh. We're just punishing the young poor girl. Abandonment. You see, sometimes people do things for weird reasons that we might not know, but you are not entitled to stay there and be suffering for nothing. Get professional help. All right. Once there's abandonment, some people abandon for 2 years. There are some that have abandoned for 10 years. There are stories. I don't want to bore you. But once you see abandonment issues, check it. They're the last one I'll talk about today. When there's attachment disorders. Most of you have heard of attachment theories and all that. There's also attachment disorders. There are people that once you commit to them, they run. When they're chasing you, they're there. The moment you agree, they disappear. Or the different attachment disorders. I'll also link this to mental issues or narcissistic disorders or dual personality disorders or all this kind of disorder. Once there is those mental or attachment style disorders or some narcissistic thing that is properly diagnosed and seen to be so, please don't tell each other sorry. Oh, they will mess you up. Don't tell each other sorry. Have you seen people that became a shadow of themselves after they got married? Bright, uprising man or woman, top of their career, heading high flyer. The moment they marry somebody, the person just cut their wings, cut their feather, cut their dreams, and they're like a shadow of themselves. Some of them are serial divorcees. They marry for every 2 years and divorce every 2 years. And by the time you investigate, you see that the same traits they do, they carry their bag and run. The same way they divorce all the wives, same way they divorce all the wives. And they have kids with all these women. Same pattern. They marry the women rich, leave the women poor. It's a pattern. They look for high-flying women that are successful, marry them, borrow money from her to start business that will never work, divorce the woman when she's broke, run again, go and marry another rich woman. So there are many things. When you see those patterns, don't say sorry and hug each other out. Let other people be involved so that they can save you on time. All right. So I'm saying all this to say, look, don't be afraid to go for counseling or professional help. All right. There are good therapists and counselors everywhere in the world. We also offer Christian. So we merge professional knowledge and Christian knowledge. That's the edge we have. So we can help with that. Reach us. You can see all the details here. It's virtual. And don't be afraid of the timing, the secrecy, the cost. No. Your wedding should not cost more than your marriage. Do premarital counseling. I see adults still getting married in 2025, 2026 without premarital counseling. How dare you? How can? This day and age, get premarital counseling. Get some professional talks to you. Ask you questions. All right. There's no topic that doesn't need, a biblical concept. So the benefit of us that there's a Christian touch to the professional. We are professionals, but they are all strong Christians. So the prayer aspect is added, the Bible is added, the Holy Spirit is added, because that's the added advantage that the world does not have. One of our people that we heard of like that, they were having issues in their sex life. It wasn't going as well as you go. They went to a secular, non-Christian sexologist to talk to the person. The person told them to introduce BDSM. BDSM? Flogging. And all those things, when they flogged the man like this, he didn't know what he flogged. So you see, these secular people will have their own ways. One of my daughters, I joke with her and call her Virgin Mary, because he married as a virgin, married a guy that had sexual addiction to that has to do with all this flogging and co. That was his addiction. Again, I told you about addiction. That was his addiction. So he could not have sex without flogging. He can't have sex without some pain. He can't have sex without watching those BDSM. So for years, they were married for up to 2 years or something. They didn't have sex. So the way I call her Virgin Mary is that she had to use artificial insemination, IVF, all these things to have a child. No sex. So I call her a virgin that has child. But during the time she was waiting, one of the non-Christian counselors told her, maybe you should try the BDSM with him, try the flogging with him, see if you can. When they gave her belt, back of her neck, when they gave her belt to the neck like this, so you see, these secular people will give you their secular advice. They're not usually grounded in scripture. So please, this again, I repeat, if you're a church, a pastor watching me, or a good church member, we offer these trainings for churches in group. Reach us, whether you're North America, Australia, UK, Canada, anywhere you are. Reach our team. Let's organize a group counseling for your trainers in church. Every church will have a domiciled infidelity recovery. There's so much infidelity in churches. It's going on, but nobody wants to talk. This will trend in discretion, trend in skill. Infidelity recovery in your church. You have a sexologist in your course. The kind of cases I receive, sexless marriages. The woman is praying in tongues, she can't kiss her husband. No sex at home, but she can speak in tongue in church. The man can speak. They're not having sex. They are watching pornography. So a sexologist will help. We have a training for that to help you train one sexologist in your church. We have the divorce counselors to help you deal with people that are thinking of divorce so that they will understand how it works. Then addiction and other things. So please reach us. Or you're just watching, you want to do premarital counseling, or you as a couple just want to do counseling with any of our counselors. The details are here. Reach out to us. Let's work together. Let's believe God for a good turnout. All right. So time doesn't heal all wounds. Proper treatment does. All right. Don't forget, time doesn't heal all wounds. Proper treatment does. So don't just take sorry and hug each other. Get help. All right. So God bless you. I hope this video blessed you. Look forward to seeing you next time. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Send this to your pastor. So that he will get your church registered for the training.